Hey.
CAR directors, shareholders and partners, and our guests from Japan and Greece at the end of the table there, Sotiria and Saki. And I'd also like to offer a special welcome to new people. Kirsten McCaskill, Andy de Carteret and Anderson Ing, and their partners, of course. And finally, I'd like to thank Anna and Janet for organising the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to raise your glass. No. Ideally, I would end there. But this is my last chance to bore you. The election's next month. And I've covered a lot of ground in my previous speeches, from Machiavelli to Obama. And my themes have included virtue, the meaning of life, drug taking, competition, and democracy. And this year, it's success. Last weekend, John, Ruth, Jess, and Maddie came to Leverett Croft for the weekend. And over dinner, they were telling stories. 3 or 4 years ago, they'd had a handsome young man from Spain called Carlos, and they took him punting. It was a lovely sunny day, and he was very taken with Maddie and spent a long time talking to her. And as he was saying goodbye, he said when she was older, she would be very sexyful. And she was very chuffed about this, and she told her parents. And when they met Carlos again, Ruth said, that was highly inappropriate. Oh, says Carlos, I meant to say successful. On Wednesday, after Phil's marvellous talk on art and engineering over dinner, Andy Coburn said that the founder members devised a financial structure for CAR that assured it couldn't fail. Never take out more than you put in. And that's part of the reason for CAR's success. It's incentivized us and made us resilient to changing circumstance. A while ago, I heard Evan Davis on the radio talking about the secrets of industrial success. Having analysed various companies, his recipe for a successful UK company facing global competition was to make use of local abundant resources, produce high-value products, and adapt to changing circumstance. And I think that describes CAR pretty well. We're evidently successful. We've survived and prospered for 28 years. For my part, I'll mention 2 failures. I failed to plant the CAR wood I proposed in 2006 and to sustain the consensus decision-making I championed the year after. Before CAR, for a while, I lived in a Quaker community. And they had their share of disputes, but Quakers are slow consensus decision-makers, and they're good at dealing with conflict. The fact that we can't reach consensus on everything is not surprising. In a way, we're a microcosm of society, and there are differences of opinion. We have our Osbornites, Corbynites, and a bit of both, and that's no bad thing. We're a collection rather than a collective of independent-minded individuals coming together for mutual benefit. But despite our differences, we're committed to making it work. 14 years ago, when I became chairman, the company was reconfiguring after the Cartograph spin-off. We benefited from the success, but it left us with a need to find new energy and direction. At the same time, the company was smaller, and the overhead was 40%. And we set ourselves the goal of recruiting new people and increasing the turnover. It worked, and it allowed us to reduce the overhead to 20%. Recently, we've had to raise it to 25%, but no matter. CAR's chairman is a political appointment, as much as a managerial role. In March this year, Sir Michael Barber, Chief Education Advisor, and the Cabinet Secretary, Sir Jeremy Hayward, gave a talk at LSE entitled How to Run a Government so that the citizens benefit and the taxpayers don't go crazy. Relevant to increasing the responsibility of the car executive, they quoted Roosevelt saying, "The danger lies not in the concentration of power, it lies in having power insufficiently concentrated so that no one can be held accountable for its use." And they provided 2 tips. The first, set clear priorities, and the second, specify your criteria for success. Car management is agile and efficient. We have an executive accountable to the board and an efficient admin team. But we face a new challenge, that of continuity. Key stalwarts are slowing down or retiring. Not me. Promises. Our main priority should be to support our new members and seek out other good people. And our criteria for success might be judged by whether we're able to return the overhead to 20% while still remunerating our management group fairly. Most mornings when I'm in Cambridge, I go to the Café de Paris on the corner of Mawson Road and I read the paper and talk to the other old geezers. Sometimes I'm so taken by a piece in the paper I snap it with my phone. Sifting through last year's treasures, I found a piece by Vernon Bogdanor, who's Professor of Government at King's College London. It was about David Cameron and the big society. He sees Cameron as a man unfettered by ideology, moved by the notion that individuals should be free to live their lives as they see fit. And he asked the question, how can government help restore the values of community and trust when a free enterprise ethic seems to brush them aside? It's a question politicians wrestle with, and one Keith Joseph famously never resolved in developing the ideas that formed the basis of what we now call Thatcherism. Michael Foot famously described Keith Joseph's attempts as those of a conjurer who borrows your watch, wraps it in a handkerchief, smashes it with a hammer, and then confesses he's forgotten the second half of the trick. I think we work better magic in CAR. Nearly there.
Give me a watch.
I've been lucky in my working life, lucky to have come to Cambridge and been invited to join CAR. Lucky to have had such interesting colleagues and such a variety of fulfilling work. And a value I'm surprised I share with Cameron, lucky to have been able to live my life as I choose. So what winnowed words of wisdom can I offer my successor, who must be around this table somewhere? The best I can suggest is to keep calm. And a Lancashire expression, if in doubt, do nout, until the way forward becomes clear. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a privilege. Let's raise our glasses to CAR's continued success and to wish my successor a successful future.
Yeah.